It was one of the greatest specials that Clarkson, Hammond and May ever filmed, and in my opinion is one of the greatest bits of TV ever. The lad's trip across the Okavango Delta is truly legendary, and 14 years later, an artefact from that special has been rediscovered. Do your family jewels look worse than Jeremy Clarkson's eyebrows? Well, I would like to introduce you guys to Manscaped's Lawnmower 3.0, a waterproof ball trimmer that comes with advanced skin-safe technology so you don't nick those sensitive areas. If you would like to get your hands on Manscaped's Performance Package Kit, which comes with the Lawnmower 3.0 along with a whole load of other things like ball deodorant, ball toner, a nail trimming kit, and the Weed Whacker, which is a nose and ear hair remover, click the link in the description below and use the discount code DRIVE20 to get 20% off your kit as well as free shipping. My girlfriend has thanked me, and I'm sure your significant other will thank you. Okay, back to the Lancia. You guys will all know the three cars involved. There was Richard Hammond in Oliver, the Opel Kadett, James May had an E-Class Mercedes, and Jeremy Clarkson was in a Lancia Beta Coupe. Now obviously Richard took Oliver home with him to look after him, but the Lancia and the Merc were left in Botswana. You would think by now that the cars had either been stripped for parts or just be sitting in a scrapyard, but Clarkson's Lancia has recently been found, and it's not in too bad shape. It could be a lot worse. Ryan Ball, the owner of the Alaska to Africa YouTube channel, has been searching for the car for 4 months, and he's found it in a compound missing its wheels. Now initially it's not too clear that it's Clarkson's car, but you can quickly see that the dark blue paint has been really badly sun damaged, giving way to this dusty, faded blue. Thankfully, a lot of the details of the car can still be seen. There's that round burnt patch on the bonnet from where the battery shorted itself, there's the door hinges from where Jeremy hung his lion-proof gull-wing driver's door, and there's also the remnants of the Light Bite Cafe writing painted on the side. Now it looks like the crew refitted the original doors to the car after filming, but the registration 100% confirms that this was Jeremy's car. Although he doesn't film it, Ryan says that he can see the bullet hole that was fired into the footwell of the Lancia after the river crossing. Now Oliver is being lovingly cared for by Richard Hammond here in the UK, so it seems a bit of a shame that the Lancia is essentially withering away in Botswana, but things could be put into motion to save this piece of TV history. I was sent a DM on Instagram with a petition that is a fundraiser to buy the car back for $950 from the owner of the compound. Now Ryan can't do this himself, but we would like to ring the bell to any Lancia or Clarkson or simply Top Gear enthusiasts out there that would have the means to take on this project and save Clarkson's Beta. So Oliver is safe, the Lancia has been found. I wonder where May's Mercedes is. Maybe Ryan can keep exploring and complete the Botswana trio. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to Drive Tribe. So, since filming all of that, Ryan has only gone and found James May's Mercedes. We'll put the link to both of his videos in the description, and there you will see the car's in remarkable nick, in much better condition than Jeremy's Lancia. Thankfully, they've welded the doors back on the car, and according to Ryan, it just needs a new distributor to be put back on the road. The interior is in pretty good nick as well, with just some cracking on the dashboard from sun damage. Maybe James will want to do something with the car. So let's hear what he remembers of the Mercedes and also from that epic trip across Africa.
Well, I remember it being like a W123 Mercedes really, so, you know, a bit ponderous and weighty and a bit po-faced, but utterly dependable and like the world's best made car, which is why I chose it. God, it's a long time ago. It's the first special we ever did, but the things that stick in my mind are scenery, some of the food, the locals. We met a lot of nice locals and they were good fun. We had a bloke with us, I think his name was Noah, who drove the Beetle backup car that was threatened, you know, we were threatened with if our cars broke down. He was great. The bad bits were camping. Well, I mean, it was a Lancia, and it was an old Lancia, so it was a bit tatty. He said the steering didn't work properly and the brakes didn't work properly. I don't know, I never drove it. I was perfectly satisfied with my really rather sensible choice. I mean, those Mercedes, it's one of those cars that Africa loves, a bit like the Peugeot 504. There's a reason why they were successful there. It's because they keep working. They're infinitely repairable. They're understood. You can get the parts. I remember writing a column soon after we did that trip, and I said there's no reason why a Mercedes like that shouldn't last for 100 years. And I still think that's true. If you look after it, it could last several lifetimes. Oh no, I think bringing it home would be utterly the wrong thing to do, as would restoring it, because then all the story, all the history of the thing would be lost. It's a bit like when people, over restore old buildings or old aeroplanes. The story is in the way it decayed and the way it's been patched up. And also, to be honest, it's not a particularly useful car to me here, but that car, for all the reasons I outlined earlier, is crucial in a place like that. It was a place with not that much infrastructure, with a very strong make, do and mend mentality, which it has to have. I think it would be wrong to deny that part of the world that car just because of some sort of nostalgic, sentimental whim. It has to stay there. It has to keep being mended until it's just a shell that's still running around. That's where it lives. It's like putting an animal in a zoo, bringing it back here. Wrong. Not modern. Oliver's a box, always has been.
And would you know it, Jeremy has acknowledged that the Lancia has been found, responding to this guy on Twitter saying that it is great to see it again. So the man knows that the car exists, but probably won't be doing much about it. So thank you guys for watching. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to Drive Tribe.